Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar today. We are delighted to have Marlene Mankin, one of our application consultants, with us. Marlene will be presenting on RapidStart Configuration Packages versus Configuration Worksheets. As a reminder, we are recording this webinar, and we will post it to our on-demand webinar library for you to review again or share with anyone. You can find our library under our Resources tab on our website at innovia.com. And we encourage you to ask questions during our presentation, so feel free to type them into the questions box, and we will answer them at the end of our session. So now I'm going to turn it over to Marlene to kick off our presentation.
Hello, everyone. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you've seen any of my past webinars on RapidStart, you would know that this is a subject I love to talk about. So one of the things that I chose today for is I love the date. That's why I chose to do my webinar on 2/22/22. So I went ahead and looked up some fun facts for us. So February 22nd, on February 22nd, 1922, so it's the exact date, 2/22/22, Ulysses by James Joyce was published in Paris on his birthday. So 100 years ago, it's hard to even believe. And then if you're a Beatles fan, on February 22nd in 63, the Beatles began their own publishing company. And then while I was searching, I couldn't help but come across a few interesting things on the number 22. There was a Guinness World Record for the most people riding a skateboard, and that was 22 people in 2008. So if anyone ever finds that video somewhere, there's a video of it. If anyone finds it, they need to share it. And then also, I thought this was pretty cool, $1 million in $100 bills weighs 22 pounds. So just some trivia stuff for the office. And now that we've talked about the twos, we'll go ahead and get started. So Angie, let's start off with some poll questions.
Is anyone currently using RapidStart? And please select yes or no. By the way, Marlene, Jeff would find that video very easily. I'm sure he's seen that before because he's a skateboard fanatic.
Okay, he's going to have to find it for us.
All right. I think we're almost done with the voting, so we will go ahead and close the poll and launch our responses. Looks like we have 56 that said yes and 44% that said no.
Perfect.
We do have another one. If you answered yes, which are you using?
The configuration worksheet or the configuration package?
Or both.
Or both.
And just as an added side note, during the presentation in the chat, I will put a link to Marlene's previous webinars if you'd like to go back and view any of those. Thanks, Mike. Mike says the video is for Weezer's Troublemaker. Okay, so we're going to wrap up our poll, and we have 33%. How about that on all options?
On both?
On all. 33% said RapidStart Packages, RapidStart Worksheets, and both.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's pretty amazing. Evenly split there.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and we'll get started here. So the objective today is to experience some of the differences in RapidStart Packages and RapidStart Configuration Worksheets. Over the years, I've used both. In the past, I used worksheets extensively, but in the last few years, I've found myself switching and using packages more. They both accomplish the same results, most times I find it's whatever you feel comfortable in. I'm hoping that today will answer any questions of where to find things between the both, and after today you feel comfortable in both. We will review the look and feel of both. We're going to go through some exporting, importing, applying the data, and then templates in the end. I always start off with this disclaimer. It's very, very important that any data changes you make in your live production, you test it in a test database or in a test company first so that you don't damage your live production database. Very important. So let's get started. I'm going to switch over to Business Central, and we'll be working out of Business Central SaaS version today. I've got 3 companies set up, company 1, 2, and 3. If you are using a different version, many of the areas that I'll be showing you are similar throughout different versions of Business Central and NAV. But note, it has improved over the years. Both the configuration worksheet and RapidStart packages allow you to organize tables that you may use to populate other companies, set up a brand new company. You can also utilize them to populate journals, import new data, clean up existing data. As Angie had said, I've covered a lot of these in prior webinars. So in case that interests you in looking at how to populate data or clean up data. So we're going to start off with the configuration worksheet and look at it first. It's in a list structure. It allows you to group your tables together. As you can see, I've got these grouped together in a standard package, and I've got these grouped together separately. This allows you, well, actually, let me click on something here. When you're looking at a table, I like the fact boxes over here, which allows you to drill into the data records. So you can see the records in that table. It has the fields available and fields included. Fields available are what's available in that table. Included are what you may be exporting and importing. It actually shows you filters. Right now there's no filter set on this table, but the nice thing is you can drill down and you can create a new filter right from the fact box. It has a second fact box here called related tables. So this helps you if, say, you're going to load some general ledger account numbers. These would be tables that you would maybe need to have populated first before you load those. So it just kind of gives you a view into what tables are related. I also like this screen for as a checklist view. You can, if you're sharing the responsibility of cleaning up some data, you can actually assign it to people. You can put a status, and you can actually type in a reference or information for yourselves. Up here, when we go up to actions, which is in the more, actions, and if I go ahead and go to get functions and get related tables, I'm on the general ledger. It's going to pull in all of the tables that were listed over here. You'll notice when it pulls it in, it does not assign a package. A package is still required even in the configuration worksheet. So you can actually multi-select, and it's being a little slow. And then you can go ahead and process and assign the package that you want it to be in. We've assigned the package. If you decided you wanted this tax area to be up with the standard setups, you could change the assigned package. But there's no way to drag it up into that section. You could filter to the view and see just everything that's in that package, or you'd move it up one at a time, which can be a little bit of a pain. So here we are moving it up one at a time. You might be better off if you're moving something up in a big section like this, you might be better off just inserting it new. So if I were to just click on new and put in the table, I would delete this one. It's not going to allow you to have two of the same table with the same package assigned to the same package. So, and then assign the package. So keep that in mind as, is it just being slow? Maybe. Let's try it again. It must be being slow here. Sorry about that. It should have assigned it, but we'll go on. So that's kind of the related tables and how you insert. When we go over to the configuration packages, you're going to know we're going to open up one. We'll open up standard setup. And you'll notice in packages, the top section is about the package. The bottom section is about the tables. So anytime you choose something in the ribbon on the top, you're going to be dealing with the whole package. And anything in this lower section, you're going to be dealing with the individual tables or multiple tables. We'll go to one of these lines, and similar to the configuration worksheet, it is on the line instead of in a fact box where you can drill into the database records so you can see your database records. It has the fields available and fields included. It also has a filter column. It'll have a check mark in it if it has a filter on it. As you notice, it does not have the drill in like the fact box in the configuration worksheets. You would have to go up to table and add the filter this way. It does have the ability, let's go ahead and add a new line. I'm just going to do the contact here. You do have the ability to go ahead and go to functions and get related tables. And as you notice, it pulled in 286 and 308. It also pulled in salutation and organizational level. When we added this to the package, I'm going to show you. You do not need to specify a package because you're already in the package. But if you go out to the configuration worksheet, it does not automatically add it into the configuration worksheet. If we go back to company 2 here, we added these additional tables. If I went up to the configuration package, you would see these additional tables automatically added, which makes sense because in the configuration worksheet, you are adding, you have to assign it to a package, so it's going to add it to the package. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to stay in the configuration worksheet and go through some of the export and import. Import and export things. Let me write this down where I left off. So you can do the normal, and a lot of you who've already been using configuration worksheet know that you can go ahead and export an individual table out, but you also can export multiple tables out to Excel into a template. Oh, I grabbed one without it. Let me go up here. Okay, here we go. It asks if you want to. We say yes. We're going to open up the table. And you're going to see the 3 separate tables in the worksheet. Now, the nice thing is that you can actually import it back in. Say you made changes on those tables, or you added new records to those tables and removed the old ones. You can import it in to merge it in. We're going to select that Excel spreadsheet. It's going to show you the 3 tables it's going to import in. Now, important thing about the Excel, the configuration worksheet, is the table has to be defined on it. You cannot import if the table is not defined or assigned to a package. So we're going to import. And as you can see, when we click on these 3 tables, you're going to see the package records that would need to be applied. And you can apply all 3 at the same time. And I tried to pick small tables so that it would happen fast. So as you can see, that applied it. Now, if we went over to the configuration package, and we could do something similar, we could choose to export one individual table, or we could do multiple tables. Or what's even better is if you wanted a complete package exported to Excel, you can do that. You just choose the top portion of the page. And when you look at this, we'll open up the table. And you're going to see each of the tables in the bottom portion with the configuration worksheet, and you can import it back in from Excel. We're not going to go through that. I'm going to delete some of these ones that were created so that we don't have a large package. And what we're going to do is we're going to export the package. So when you export a package, I'm going to open this up in the folder. It has a different extension. Let me pull it over here. As you can see, it has a RapidStart extension, so it's not something readable to be able to open and read it and check it. So sometimes when I'm working in packages, I may export the Excel package so that I have a record of what I might have imported into a new company or another table, but then I use the RapidStart package to populate that table or that company. So we're going to go over to the 3rd company that I have here, and you can see there's no packages. And we're going to go ahead and import. I'm going to choose that package we just went ahead and exported. It just take a minute here. Maybe a couple minutes. Now comes the silence. Come on, baby. See, we were talking nice to it then. Okay, so as you'll notice, it created the whole package for us. So you can import a package and it will create the package for you. So you don't have to go out, create the package, add all the tables to it, and then import. It creates the whole package for you, which makes it really convenient. All you have to do is apply the package, which you can apply here, or you can actually even apply it up here on this page. Another thing I wanted to show you is errors. So we're going to go out here and I'm going to show you errors in the configuration worksheet, just so that you know where they show up. I'm going to go down to contact. I put these errors out there on purpose just for you to see. So in the fact box, you get to see where the errors are. And you can drill in from that fact box. And a colleague had showed me that they've added a new wonderful feature in Business Central SaaS as to where you can actually export these errors to Excel if you want to work on them and then come back and fix them. The other thing in configuration package, I've created errors out there with that same table. So you can see the errors on the line, and you can also see them up here. And up here, it has that same feature where you can export them into Excel. The next thing I would like to really share with you is templates. It's something that I've actually really felt that it helps and saves a lot of time. We'll go up to customer templates. And I'll show you the customer templates first, and we'll just grab this cust one and open this up. You've got your posting groups and you've got your terms. So what we're going to do, I've got this little table here that we will import. It's just a customer table. It's just a list of customers. Just has their name, their address, zip code, state. And we're going to go to customer here in this temporary package, and we're going to add our customer template. I'm going to import from Excel our little table. And you can see here on the package records, it brought in our 3 customers. And then I'm going to apply the data. It applied them. So if we went out to customers, you're going to see the last 3 customers were added. And if we scroll down, we're going to see it applied the posting groups and it applied the terms. So this is a great way if you're adding contacts, items, customers, as to where you can apply templates to them. The other piece I want to show you is you can do the same thing in the configuration worksheet. Remember I said that you can pretty much do the same thing in both, just a little different. So we're going to go up to customer. So I'm in company 2, and you'll notice over here, data template. Now it's not populated and there's no way to add anything. You literally have to add it to the package. So you can go show and go to the package card this way, or you can even drill in to the package code this way. See how it pulls open your package. Let me find customer. There's customer. So I'm going to add the template. You have to be in edit mode. Add the template, cust1, and then I'm just going to escape to go back, and now you'll see the cust1 on there. We're going to go ahead and import. We're going to choose our new customers. And then we're going to apply. So this will apply the data. And now we've got customer. And if we go out and look at the customers, they're added to this company also now. And if we scroll down, we're going to see our posting groups and our terms. I do want to remind you that when you're playing around in RapidStart and you're wanting to do any updates to your existing data, you have to be really careful. Some data you could damage, so it's important that you do it in that test company or a copy of your, a test environment. So in summary, RapidStart Packages and RapidStart Configuration Worksheets will give you ultimately the same results. I've found packages work much better when you're applying multiple tables at the same time. Also, you can see that in a package, it's also easy to work off individual tables. I do like the configuration worksheet ability to group tables together for that great visual if you're creating a checklist and working with other staff. As you know, Microsoft has so many ways to do everything in Business Central NAV, multiple ways to do everything in Business Central NAV. And of course, this applies to packages and worksheets also. I hope that this gave you insight to just the differences so that you feel, if you're only comfortable in one and not in the other, that it makes you feel more comfortable. And hopefully you pulled something out of this session that you can take back and use. Are there any questions? Angie, are there any questions?
Thank you, Marlene. No, none have come through at this time. If anybody has any, please feel free to get them into the questions panel and we will have Marlene address them for you. While we're waiting on some questions to come through, I will let you know that we do have our customer conference coming up on May 4th and 5th. It is a free event for you to attend. So please go ahead and visit our website and register for our conference. I will put the link in the chat for you so you can take a look at that. I do see a couple of names that are familiar, so thank you for already registering. All right, I put that in the chat for everyone. Marlene, no questions have come through.
Okay, great. So I'll let you take back over, Angie, and if anyone comes up with a question after when you're trying anything that I've showed today, please feel free to reach out so that you can get your questions answered. So, and thank you for joining me today. This was great.
All right. Well, thank you, Marlene, for presenting. And for everyone on our webinar today, or if you're watching on demand, we thank you for taking the time out to join us. You can also check out our website for more of our upcoming events, and that's Innovia.com/events. We do have our training workshop page up, Innovia.com/workshops. We have a variety of workshops to fit your role, so check out the ones that are right for you and your team. And don't forget about our latest Innovia Conversation podcast. We have a library of podcast episodes for you to listen to, and you can learn more on our podcast page, and that's Innovia.com/podcast. So browse our selection and subscribe so you'll get notified when those new episodes air. All right. Well, again, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Marlene, for the presentation. And don't forget to register for our customer conference. And we hope to see you in May. Thank you again, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.